Have you ever questioned why you're even trying to date? What's the point of it anyways? Like, you figure you've been single for the majority of your life and it wasn't so bad. You keep busy, you have a trove of video games to play, a career to build, and maybe a room full of collectibles to admire. So, why put yourself out there to experience the emotional agony from endless forms of rejection? I get asked this all the time, and the first thing I say in response is that no matter what you accomplish in life and no matter what you have material-wise, that none of it compares to the feeling of having a partner to share that all with. So if you're like me and you sat at home for years and racked up a trillion of achievements in a dozen different video games, one day you're walking to bed through your dark apartment. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, which is typical for you. After a productive night of being the first on your server to kill the new raid boss, you get to the door of your bedroom, and you see the bed is unmade from the night before. You're stopping and looking, and what you're looking at is the physical representation of your loneliness. But what do you do about it? Nothing? Maybe you can't relate to that story, and maybe you're thinking you're living a great life. You've become incredibly successful after fully capitalizing on your studious ways in college and found yourself in a well-paying career. You have everything you could ever want. You got the house on the water, the sports car, the clothes, basically anything a person could desire. Because of your resources, you don't necessarily find yourself in the same predicament as our nerdy brethren. Maybe you've had numerous relationships. The issue isn't the ability to find someone. Your money and excess was your crutch in curing your loneliness, but the only people attracted to you were unhealthy for you. The motivation to be better at dating and at relationships is not saying you've dated hundreds of women and slept with dozens of them. It's about accepting the challenge to become the best version of yourself. We hide behind our OLED gaming monitors escaping from reality instead of facing it. Or we look at our accomplishments as justifications for continuing the same path all our lives. You tell yourself, I made good choices, so I don't have to change. And yeah, you don't have to do this or anything you don't want to, but know you're admitting to yourself that you can't win at the hardest game imaginable. It's a game that forces you to expose your deepest vulnerabilities to a person who doesn't care how high you're rated on the ladder, or what your title is at work, or how large your following is online. It's a person who can see you, really see you for who you are. And that's scary for everyone. There isn't anything more humbling than knowing that you have no leverage over this person. A person who cares about you and you care about them. But don't think of this as a negative. Think about it as a person who chose you. Out there are billions of people running around, and this amazing person you found chose you. And there's responsibility in that. Everything you do or don't do, say or don't say, affects the two of you. You can't be selfish anymore. You have to think of it like a team, a partnership. Because at the end of the day, the connection you have with that person makes everything else mean so much more. I always find it humorous at the number of single-player games people play, because whenever a game developer even hints at turning a game into a multiplayer game, or at the very least add a co-op feature, everyone freaks out and begins clamoring for it to be real. No one willingly accepts loneliness. We just settle on it. Just because it sounds hard to find that person doesn't mean we can't make it fun. The Rule of 7 will help you get to the point where you want to be and make the process easy to adopt. It's all about choice. The Rule of 7 will let you be a person with full agency. You'll finally understand you have options and there's no need to settle for anything in life. Don't settle for being single, or don't settle on someone who is wrong for you.